What's up everybody, it's Kuzben Poker and welcome to today's video where I'm making a deep run in a $33 tournament on ClubWPTGold. For those who don't know, ClubWPTGold is an online poker website launched in 2025 for most American states where you can play for real cash prizes. In this tournament, over 1,400 people put up $33 to create a prize pool of over $43,000. First place walks away with $7,800. Today's starting stack was $6,000 in chips. Fast forward to level 19, I just secured a massive pot to be sitting at $260K. I'm in first with 83 players left. Now 83rd place still pays peanuts. Realistically, there's no good pay jumps until the final two tables. Can I hit the hands when I need to and make a deep run in this? I pick up a few small pots as people are busting rapidly. After knocking out this opponent with pocket queens, I'm up to 386K in chips and I'm 8th with 31 left. I pick up a couple more small pots, I'm 7th out of 20 and this is where things truly go bananas. With pocket aces, I open under the gun and see 3 callers. We go 4 ways to the flop, which is more than I'd like, but okay, we have aces. I c-bet the flop, get 2 callers. I double barrel and one of the opponents, who basically matches my stack, shoves. Now surely, there are some hands that could beat me here, but the aces are just far too strong on this board to fold. I snap call, and to my surprise, he only has pocket 8s. 95% of the time, I'm going to scoop a 1.1 million chip pot to be atop the leaderboard. Still, however, 5% of the time, if one of the 2 remaining 8s peels off, we are out of the tournament in 20th. It's such a wildly massive equity swinging spot, and on the river, a set is made. I'm in second place, and as if that hand wasn't bonkers enough, the very next deal, once again, I get pocket aces. I have the reverse doom switch turned on today. This time in the big blind, the button opens, I 3-bet and get called. I c-bet the flop and get called. The turn gives me the nut flush draw. Effective stacks are less than pot size, so I elect to jam. J-Dub thinks about it for a long time before letting it go. I have 1.4 million in chips. The starting stack one more time was 6,000. I have over 200 starting stacks. Picture a room of 200 people, all with their chips. Now, I have them all. I'm in first place with 18 left. All the pay jumps from this point on are pretty substantial. Making the final table would be a dream, and I'm a big favorite too. Unfortunately, I go totally card dead, but given how big of a chip lead I had, that only drops me to 1.15 million going into the break. That keeps me third with 11 remaining. I managed to pick up a couple more small pots. There's 9 of us left, so I've locked up $560, but being so close to the huge pay jumps that happen at the final table would make 9th place devastating. I slice off some thin value here with pocket 10s to swell my stack up over the 1.7 million mark. I am officially back in first place with 9 players remaining. 1 spot from the final table and absurd pay jumps approaching. Someone busts at the other table. We are officially at the final table of 8 players. I come into the final table second in chips. This final table plays on for over half an hour before anyone gets even close to busting. During this time, unfortunately, my stack deflates from 1.8 million all the way back down to 800K. My advantage over the table and the average stack has dropped off a cliff. I no longer feel good about my chances of turning this run into a 4-figure score. Could I possibly go from first with 9 left to being out in 8th? Well, no, luckily. Despite my stack dwindling, 40 minutes into the final table, things start accelerating. We see a player drop out in 8th. We see a player drop out in 7th in one of the most brutal fashions as well. And for the 3rd consecutive hand, we see a player drop out in 6th. $1,753 in a $33 tournament is absolutely something to be proud of. That's a hell of an ROI. Now that we're here with 5 left and with me having last place chips, that's most likely where I'm going to end up. But just because something's most likely doesn't mean it has to come true. And just like that, while I sit around doing nothing, the other short stack gets it all in. If I just sit here and let another player bust next to me, I earn another $500 without doing a damn thing. However, he's ahead here. He has a safe flop, but with the king spiking on the turn, only an ace can save him now. The river is an ace. Well, except it puts 4 hearts on the board and the other guy makes a flush anyway. We're down to 4 players. I've sat at this final table for over an hour. I'm not even sure if I've won a single pot, and yet we've outlasted half of those who sat here with us. With fewer than 10 big blinds decidedly in 4th place, we defend our marginal holding in the big blind against the button open. To my surprise, we flop trips. Could I actually win a substantial pot at this final table and get back in the game? I check it over to him. There's not really any scary turn cards. I mean, we don't want to see any more diamonds, I guess, but no matter what card comes here, we're still pot committed, so I just call. We actually love seeing the ace on the turn because much of the likely holdings we can expect from here are ace-x hands. So when I check this turn, I'm fully expecting him to bet again. He does, I snap it off, and I get myself back over the 1 million chip mark, and it once again feels possible that I can ladder up. I lose some chips in a spot here with ace-10 where I give up, and in the next orbit we see the other short stack get it all in. He jams small blind versus big blind, and he's dominated. If we can avoid a 3 rolling out on this board, we once again ladder up while holding a short stack and collect an additional $900 just sitting here. At this point now, the chip leader has 4.9 million, second place has 3 million, and I'm sitting at 700K. The odds of me managing to get first or second are basically out the window, and I'm really just celebrating my 100x return on investment, but you know, I'm still gonna play it out. I secure 1 double up. I take down another pot with pocket kings, and another pot. Somehow, I'm not even in 3rd anymore, as I've grown my stack up over the 2 million chip mark for the first time. This 3-handed battle goes on way longer than you would expect. My fellow short stack gets it all in and I'm rooting for the knockout, but he has aces. And suddenly, I'm back to being distantly in 3rd. Can I get another double up and be back over 2 mil? In a spot where I flopped a sneaky 2 pair, the turn makes the board very wet and dynamic. I think I still like my 2 pair now, but any 10, king, queen, ace, diamond, or spade downgrades my hand a good bit. There's 1.6 million in this pot already. Can I get a brick river one time? We see an offsuit 2, it's literally the best card in the deck for me. I figure my opponent either has something of value that he can call with, or else he had a draw that missed and won't call anything anyway. Sure, he could have any number of better hands as well that beat me, but weighing it all out, I like my jam here. If he folds, I have 2.8 mil. If he calls and I win, I have 4 mil and the chip lead. If he calls and I lose, well, I'm out in 3rd. After not thinking for too long, my opponent folds! We have a 3-way match that has been going on for over an hour, and we're basically all tied up. After snapping off my opponent's bluff here, we now have an overwhelming chip lead over the 3rd place player. Finally, we see the short opponent all in again. This time, ahead, but not dramatically so. If we can find a 6 or 7 on this board, accompanied with no ace, we'll be heads up for all the glory. 6 or 7 one time. $4,400 from a $33 buy-in. Heads up for the glory in a tournament that began with 1,446 players. What a dream. Talia and I battle heads up for over half an hour. It goes back and forth, but at this point, he's gotten the better of me. With Queen Jack off and facing a jam with under 10 bigs, I have to sigh and call. As a slight dog to keep this match alive, I just feel happy in knowing I've made it this far. Can the heater continue and peel me off a queen or jack? The flop actually makes it so a king gives us the Broadway straight. We have 2 chances to hit a 4-outer to keep the dream alive. I'll tell you something, runner-up finishes are always going to be a little bit bittersweet, but when it's in a 1,446 entrant field and you return 133 times your initial investment, there's really nothing to be bitter about. Let's freaking go. If you made it all the way to this point in the video, I sincerely want to thank you. Shoot me a subscription, throw a comment on the video. I'd like to keep making more content like this. I'm also planning a summer trip for the World Series of Poker where I just might make some more content, so I will see you guys in the next one.